Welcome back, everyone. In this video, I want to go over a video that came across my feed and specifically discuss one of the comments somebody left on it. But first, let's watch the video and let's talk about the video content itself. So we have a video of this woman. She's in great shape. She's really shredded. You can see all those muscles popping, and she's doing a farmer's carry. And her caption is "Farmer's carry is useless?" ? Look at that tension. So let's read what she wrote. And what she wrote is, think farmer's carries are basic? Think again. Beyond the grip strength, you're hitting full body tension, core stability, and postural alignment all at once. Stop sleeping on the basics, pick them up, and walk. And first off is, I totally agree with her. She's in great shape. She looks great. She looks strong. But that's not why I agree with her. She's just right. Farmer's carry is a great exercise. It's going to work all those things she said. In addition, I might note, she's actually doing a little bit more advanced, not just a regular farmer's carry. In a normal farmer's carry, you'll hold those weights, those kettlebells, in this case, in your hands. And that will work all the things she said. In this case, she actually has the kettlebells on straps, and she's holding onto the straps. So that's probably going to challenge her grip a little bit more because she's not holding onto a thick handle like you're more used to holding, and that more your hands are more accustomed to holding. But in addition, those straps make those kettlebells further away from her core and her body. And the further something is away, the more weight it has in terms of how much it's going to move and how much pressure it's going to apply to you, right? So if you're holding things close, you have a direct link between your arms and those kettlebells. And sure, they want to move a little bit and you're working against that motion. But having those straps is going to allow them to swing much more and amplify their weights in relation to stability. And her doing it that way is going to make it more challenging to stabilize and keep them steady. So right off the bat, she's right in all counts. It's a great exercise, and the way she's doing it is also great. But what I really want to focus on is one of the comments someone made. So someone wrote, in that aspect, yes, they are useless. And he says, one hand at a time, stabilize the core and try to keep upright while walking without swing or bending to counter. Doing both hands at the same time is canceling each other out, and that tension can be achieved without weights, is done on stages around the world all the time. So I want to start off by saying that he has some good points, but he's also totally off base. So what he's saying, right, doing it with one hand and having weight only one hand, it's true that's going to be more challenging because you have to work against forces that are uneven, right? If you've ever carried luggage or groceries, you'll notice, or buckets of water or anything heavy, you'll notice that it's easier to carry two at once because the loads do cancel themselves out in terms of balance, so it's easier to carry. So he's right on that respect, but this isn't all or nothing. Just because what he's suggesting has an added challenge doesn't mean that what she's doing is useless. Right? Just because something is a little more difficult doesn't mean something else is useless. I mean, that's like saying incline dumbbell curls, right? They're a little bit better than standing dumbbell curls? Sure. All right, you have a little more stretch, you're maybe a bit more stabilized, but just because incline dumbbell curls or maybe Bayesian curls are a little bit better than standing dumbbell curls doesn't make standing dumbbell curls therefore useless. Right? In our culture here, we have kind of this weird all or nothing mentality. People feel like something has to be the absolute best or it's complete trash, and that's not the case. Right? There are plenty of exercises that are great. Are there some variants or versions that could be a little bit more difficult? Right, maybe even a little bit better, quote unquote? Sure, but it doesn't mean the other one's useless. So he's right about being more difficult the way he's describing it, which is actually a suitcase carry, but it doesn't mean hers is useless. Her exercise is still great. Now let's talk about what he's describing and why that is perhaps a little bit more challenging and has its own potential benefits. Sorry for the interruption, but here's my little plug. This channel is all about helping regular people get in better shape and improve their health and longevity at home. So if that sounds useful or to you, or you know anybody who might benefit from it, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and back to the video. So let's go over the variation this commenter mentioned and the pros of it. So as we saw in the video, what she did was a traditional farmer's carry, except of course she had these kettlebells on straps like I mentioned, but I don't have straps to carry them, so I will just illustrate with them in my hands. And like she said, this is a great exercise. It's going to put a load through your body. You're going to work on your posture, your core, a lot of stabilization, because as you move, these kettlebells do want to swing. So it's a great exercise. Everything she said was true. Now what he mentioned is what he said was doing it with weight in one hand, he said would be better. And I wouldn't say it's better, but it is more challenging, right? He's wrong in that the other one is useless. Now, why is it more challenging, right? Intuitively, you might think 2 hands, more weight. Why is that easier than this, right? So this is less weight, but because the weight is all loaded on one side, the weight wants to pull you this way. So it's a bit more challenging to stabilize your body against that motion while you're walking, right? If you have the equal weight in the other hand, they cancel each other out in terms of side-to-side stability and balance. You still have all the other benefits you mentioned, but it does neutralize that side-to-side balance that a one-handed carry or it's also called a suitcase carry would provide, right? So in this case, my body wants to pull this way as I walk, but you're going to require to use muscles to balance that out and stabilize yourself as you walk with the weight in one hand. So that's the difference between a suitcase carry or a unilateral farmer's carry versus a traditional farmer's carry, right? It's going to work more in terms of working against this side-to-side flexion that the weight's going to want you to pull you into, which will give you an added challenge, right? Because we're not used to that. But it in no way neutralizes or delegitimizes the benefits of the basic farmer's carry exercise that this woman was doing, especially the way she was doing it with the kettlebells on straps. So that's already a little progression of the regular farmer's carry, which I do because I don't have the straps, right? Because those pendulums are going to swing more, are going to be hard to stabilize, and gripping on these little straps is going to be harder and more challenging and better for building that grip strength than gripping some thick fat handles that are designed to be gripped. So that's my take on this comment someone made on this video by this other influencer. Her exercise is great. His comments had some valid points, but saying that what she was doing was useless was totally off base.